us.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tequila No Filter. It's your girl, Christina Bianca Ward. And
your girl, Jay. Hey.
And yes, like my friend Jaleesa told me, I am in another tank top. That is only because
Always.
I can't find my summer shirts. But I have a lot of tank tops in different colors. So
always.
I'll buy more shirts.
So first of all, before we get started today, guys, I just want to say, just thank you to the people that are leading the front line. I know in every episode we don't do this, but I want to say thank you to all the people that are, out there, healthcare, law enforcement, and other jobs. I mean, there's UPS and, just different places that are out working during this COVID season. So thank you for your service. Also, for people that are out there rioting, you're not helping the cause. End of story. But those that are out there peacefully, prayer rallies, different things like that, to actually affect change in laws, I do appreciate all that you do. All right, now to this week's segment. Go ahead and introduce us, Christina.
I did already.
The topic.
We already.
Girl.
Oh, okay. Our topic for today, it's the black spending power in America. I feel, Jaleesa and I feel like a lot of Blacks or people of color, they don't actually understand the power that their dollar has in America.
True.
The impact, like if we stop spending, how that will actually affect America. So, like we start every segment, bust out your tequila.
Yes, and I got the black cat for Black Lives Matter because I don't have a black face. So I'm like, oh, black cat.
Okay. Cheers. All right, take it back. Let's go. Okay. Yeah.
You always struggle at this part. Come on, grow up.
I struggle. Whatever. But I guess before we start off with present, let's take it back a little in history and see two momentous moments I feel like really show the spending power of what Black people have in America and how great they are. One is the Montgomery boycott.
The Montgomery
in the
boycott?
1960s, which lasted longer. Bus boycott, specifically.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Montgomery bus boycott.
Okay.
It actually lasted longer than they originally anticipated. It lasted for, I believe, it was 13 months, a little over 365 days. Every day, it initially started, because we wanted equal rights, right? Like we're paying the same amount as any other person. Mm-hmm. Why aren't we able to sit where we want? And that was the main cost. It's like, I work just as hard as they do. I'm paying the same fare they do. Why do I have to go to the back? And so there's enough is enough. And so Black people, they banded together and said, we don't have to take the buses. We are going to carpool with each other. And they stuck together. The city didn't actually think they would actually do it, but they did. And every day that they accomplished that amazing feat, that they stuck together and made sure that everyone got to work and back home safely, the buses were losing $3,000 a day. And you're like, oh, $3,000 a day? That's not that much, But with inflation today, that is over about $43,000 a day. So that's 300, I believe it was 381 days that the Montgomery bus lost $43,000.
That's huge.
And
so most people don't even make that. I'll say most people don't even make that in a year. So only imagine that this bus company was losing $43,000 a day in today's time and money. That's huge. That could bankrupt a company. If you're negative 43,000 every day, come on.
And it really was. It's like they almost did go bankrupt. And so they said, we need to put a stop to this. It wasn't because the government's like, oh my goodness, we see your just cause. We think everyone should be able to sit where they want to sit. No, it was because the buses who probably had stake, had stake in the community, in the states, they said, enough is enough. We're losing too much money. And they said they spoke to the government. And change was made. It was peaceful, but change was made because that's how powerful our our black dollar is in America. That we could bankrupt a bus company.
A bus company, yeah.
For them to change the laws for us.
That's awesome.
And it really is.
And for that,
Like
most of that was peaceful, though, right? A lot of that was peaceful. It started off, I would have to say, was a peaceful protest or sit-in, right?
It was definitely peaceful on the protesters' part, and what they had to suffer through. There were armed guards, not even just the police, but the army was brought in to antagonize them, to give up, and they did not. They stuck together until their mission was accomplished. Which is amazing. It really is.
Go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say, another point that I really want to bring up is the Black spending power today. So I know Christina gave us a little bit of history about the bus system and everything that was happening in Montgomery years ago. But kind of what I wanted to talk about was basically what's happening today. So if you think about it, is it T.I. put out something for, all people of color, all African Americans to stop spending on the 9th of July, is it?
July 9th, Blackout 2020.
July 9th, Blackout 2020. And I mean, he did it for a good reason. So if you think about it, the Black spending power or African American spending power is 1.4 trillion every single year. Okay. So what's the United States, spending power? Let's think of it in a grand scheme. If the United States, in terms of consumer spending, spends 6.4 trillion every year, and African Americans spend 1.4 trillion, that's like a sixth of all spending in the United States for an entire year. That could bankrupt a company. Like, imagine your company, losing $1.4 trillion in a year. You'd be affected. So if this thing actually goes off on July 9th, and I'll definitely support it, that's going to be a huge change, for one day, right? But those are just the numbers, right? So we take up 1/6 of the consumer spending. That's huge. And we're only 12% of the population. Only 12%. How do we spend that much money? Like,
it really is amazing. And it's just like a lot of POCs, people of color, it would be amazing. Like, I would love to see more businesses like that. It's not a lot of them open, but they don't maintain the longevity. And it's amazing because like we are capable. I mean, look at the Black Wall Street. They had about 32 city blocks of just Black businesses, Black homes. It was amazing. They were striving, cafes,
gyms, clubs, libraries, banks, everything. And this all was in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And actually 6 of the Black families owned, there was an airport, they had 2 airports. 6 of the families owned their own planes at that time. And this was in the 1920s. And before that money even went to other outside neighbor communities, it was circulated in their own neighborhoods many times before like it was exported. And this is just like the minimum wage they were making, like they were striving, like surviving at probably the same minimum wage that people are today. And that's not with inflation. Like they were making the money that they were making would be considered equal to minimum wage of today. So it is possible. It is possible for us to have businesses and not only to start them, but to have the longevity.
That's true. Now that you bring that up about businesses, I was actually reading this article. I think you sent it to me a couple weeks ago and I finally read it. And it was about Black banks because I was so interested in knowing like, where are these Black owned banks? So what I found out was that there's 21 Black owned banks currently in the United States. And together their net worth is like 4.1 trillion, something like that. And I'm like, that's freaking amazing. Like, that's a lot of money. And, the main ones, the first ones were like Boston and Atlanta, but there's 21 branches, 21 banks that are owned by Black people. And I think that's truly amazing to show people that, hey, we can uplift our community. We can support our own.
We can, and we will actually include that link for the article that she's speaking about in the bottom, because it is pretty knowledgeable. It's like we have that finance, they have that knowledge and finances, and they've been around. These are not new banks. They've been around for a while,
a very
competing
long time.
Against the big balls of Chase.
Yep.
And was it the other
Bank of
the
America?
Other bank? I can't remember. I just know they have a lion. Bank of America.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And it's really amazing, like, that we are that powerful, that they have the means.
So in general, what's important is that we as Black people understand that we do have a huge effect on the economy. Although people may belittle us for any type of reason or have us wait in lines or different things, there's various things that we all experience every single day, right? But it's important to know that you as a Black person, you have a lot of power in this country. Christina, I know you always talk about it, like, this country was built on our backs. Like, we built this country, not in those so clean words, but I agree with her. Like, Black people, we have such an impact. So continue, if you're going to protest for the right things and protest peacefully, right? And actually help make change. Because I'm only saying this because I'm like, okay, with all these lootings and protesting, like, is our message getting lost, right? So understand that you have power, but to use it to affect change, right? Just to use it a little bit differently. So if this thing does go off where July 9th, all, people of color or all African Americans stop spending, I am excited to see what those stats would be. Super excited.
Yeah.
You also can support a lot of Black businesses
like
too.
You think. We will. We'll include that also in the link below. A lot of Black businesses. There's actually one business I do practice my Second Amendment, and I am going to join an all-Black gun club for women. I'm excited about that. But yes, I do support business when you can, because as you know, now they're struggling more than ever, especially a lot of them are really getting back in the grind of things, since like we are in phase, I think, 3 in Chicago almost. If not, we're almost in phase 3 or phase 2 now. So support when you can. But also know you're spending dollar, and don't forget to save a little. Do not spend outside your means.
You don't have to spend outside your means. So I was reading some other articles. I'm not going to go into all of it, but as African Americans or people of color, we spend a lot of money on a lot of things. Especially number one was our like soap, hair products, and outfits. Like, that was like top of the line, plus vegetables. Can you believe it? Like, we spend a lot of money in those areas. So just make sure that
vegetables.
Vegetables for soul food. That's what they had contributed to. Who knows? But basically vegetables. They said we spend a lot of money on vegetables.
It has to be fresh.
True. So when you are going out to spend your dollar, if you can, support a Black business. There's Black businesses in our neighborhoods. There's Black businesses online. Just think about it. Who would you rather your money be with? And just support your brothers and sisters.
Yes. And that would end this segment of Tequila No Filter. And we are subscribed to our channel. We are excited. Like, also, like, comment. What do you want to hear about? Like, we are excited to meet people. We are in the shoe. We might invite you on to talk with us. If you comment a topic that we find amazing, if you know something about it, shoot, come on. It's like one more friend in the world. Our brothers and sisters, let's come together. Let's talk. Let's meet up. Let's socialize.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, you have a great night.
Be safe, you guys.
Once again, Tequila No Filter.
We'll see you soon.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.